Crichton. Will they love this?
How classy was that?
If Donald's happened, Woody, this to put Essendon into the 8.
Enjoying a Colonial as well.
I'm the only one with an open beer I see here, boys. Yeah, obviously.
No, these are warm.
No, these are warm.
Yeah.
These are props.
You had a few Colonials since the season ended?
I've had a few Colonials actually, yeah, a few reds, so enjoyed a few bevs. Not much to celebrate though, is there?
No, but it just... No, we're all in it. I like it. I like it. We're in it to win it.
That's right.
Absolutely. But still a pleasing season when you consider what the club has been through, and the players in particular the last 2 or 3 years, to see the group gel together with the returning players, but also the form of those players that have been out of the game for 12 months.
Yeah. On an individual basis, the guys returning have been outstanding. There's obviously a big concern or a lot of unknown with those guys returning, so big tick there. So we had a lot of unknowns going into this season, full stop. So I thought we kind of squashed a few of those concerns pretty early on in the piece, and then consistently got better throughout the season. So if you had said to us at the start of the year if we'll be making finals, I think we would have all accepted that with open arms. But once you're in the race and you get towards the end of the season, we're adamant that we didn't want to make up the numbers. So and then to end it like we did was obviously bitterly disappointing. But when you're looking at everything as a whole, I think there was some pretty good, or a lot of positives and pretty good strides made forward.
Does that still annoy you, that result, or do you have to move on pretty quickly in footy?
No, well, being the end of the season, it's got to annoy you for a while, and I hope it does for all the players. It's being a part of finals, it's a real privilege. That's why we all play football. And we, it's been said before, the season really starts when finals starts in September. So I think for the younger guys, it's great experience. Just even us playing in the first elimination final, supporters being out at the club, playing in Sydney, the supporters seeing us off on the bus, and little things like that kind of give a taste to the younger guys that never experienced before. So I think that's really important. But saying that, it was then really disappointing the way we ended. And we came up against a class opposition and arguably the best team in the competition at the time, which you take your hats off to them. But we expected more from one another and expected a better performance.
John spoke of the need to improve defence across the ground. Is that how you see it also?
Yeah, I'm kind of annoyed at people just saying that Essendon are really exciting, they're good to watch, and to me that means we're reasonably inconsistent and don't defend. So when we've got the ball in our hands, are really exciting, but to me that kind of annoys me. Which, saying that, it's a real positive, but at the same time we saw in the grand final we saw the defence win over an offence. So and majority of the time I think percentages that'll be the case, particularly in finals football. So we also want to have our plan A and be really good in offence, but you need to have that balance in terms of offence and defence, and that's where John's mentioned it. But I think as players we know that's the area where we really need to improve.
Polling pretty well. Yeah, you happy with how you polled?
Yeah. Well, there's a few that stuck ahead of me just at the end there. I thought I'd
get back in front of them. That's the question.
Well, that is a question. So I made way for Andy McGrath at the end of the year to go to a wing. So I floated down back.
Selfless.
So hopefully I get a few more points for that. So selfless role. And then I floated to half back. So my next 3 games were reasonably solid. So who knows? I would have thought Zachy Merritt was still up there. So that was surprising to see. And Hurls then misses next game, I think.
Yeah, he's done.
The following 2 and then the finals. And I think Zachy misses next game, does he?
Yeah, he got rubbed out
with his suspension.
Right, yeah.
So if you're doing the maths at home that are watching, then you probably think that Joey's
going to be hard to toss.
Joey's going to be hard to toss. So Joey, and then there's probably about 3 or 4 of us that could try and sneak into a top 3.
Yeah.
Just finally, how much golf between now and round 1 next year?
Actually very little, Julian. Our number 2 is due in 2 weeks, so I've been trying to cram it in.
Another girl too, isn't it?
Another girl, yeah.
So you can get 14 rounds in.
Thanks for reminding me.
14 rounds.
Yeah. So hopefully, but the weather hasn't been generous to me in the first couple of weeks after the season, so I was getting a bit frustrated there. But luckily, my wife is pretty accommodating, Rosie. So I've managed to squeeze a few in the last couple of weeks, and then. Hopefully the baby holds off until due date, so I've got another 2 weeks.
You can get frustrated, Brendon?
Not on the golf course, actually. I've learnt to respect the game of golf. So as I've learnt and I've realised it's the hardest game in the world to play consistently well. And so I respect the game. So no more breaking clubs. I still get frustrated, don't get me wrong.
No more breaking clubs.
Or throwing.
So
I still throw clubs, don't get me wrong. But no, I've got a great respect for the game of golf. And you got a bit more time to think about things. So if you are frustrated, you can cool yourself down. Where on a footy field, everything's so continuous and so fast, you don't have the time to stop and, as much as I'd like to, but have the time to stop and think about what you're going to say or the consequences may be. But no, it's you'd be surprised that people that do play golf with me that haven't played golf with me before actually think I'm reasonably calm on the golf course, because they've got this expectation or perception of me that will be quite different. So I'm pleased to hear that feedback from them.
And just finally, have you and Stance played 10 rounds? What's the final score?
If we did?
Yeah, head to head.
I think recently I've got the better of Stance, but only because he's in the boat that I'm about to be in, with having 2 kids.
Yes.
So I've played Stance on a couple of occasions in match play and got the better of him, but it's probably fair to say that he might have the better of him in the next couple of years. So he's a good golfer and scratch golfer, so the margin for error and the difference between us when you get to scratch is very minimal. So hopefully later in the track in 2 or 3 years I get my game back after the second one arrives and the wife lets me play little bit more, but Stance has got all his golf ahead of him now.
Well, BJ, thanks for stopping by. Good luck with number 2.
Yeah, thanks Julian.
Enjoy the off-season.
Thanks Scotty. Cheers boys.